We back with another episode of The Chosen Ones.
Trying to die real, I'm only giving facts. One thing I learned by life is you can't take shit back. But I promise my nigga, whether we eating or starving, we never going back to where we started. Yeah, been through the mud and the rain, the blood and the pain. Be damn if we lose what we gain. It been a long ass road to get from where we came, and I be damn if we go through that shit again. I ride for all of my niggas, yeah. No, they don't ball like my nigga.
We have one of the chosen ones with us today, former NFL, CFL player, Shakeir Ryan, Shake Nasty, Shake Time. What's your favorite nickname to go by? And what we gonna call you today?
Shake.
Be counted. Shake.
Shake, yeah, Shake Nasty sometimes, but not Shake today.
Really Shake Nasty.
Yeah.
How the name come about though? How the nickname come about?
So Coach Reggie, whenever I got to VC, he started calling me Shake 'em up, Shake 'em up. And then that came from Shake 'em up to Shake, and then I realized that Shake is the first 5 letters of my name.
Right.
So, and then it's like Shake, you know what I mean? So that I guess that all just kind of correlated, but that came about in high school.
Right.
So usually people that like know me from before, they call me Kier, because Kier is the last 4 letters of my name. So yes, sir.
So we with Shake today, and really we started this podcast because like a lot of stories can be forgotten, especially like all generational era, because that's when social media really started booming, like 13-ish. So we got a lot of chosen ones whose story might be forgotten, but we ain't gonna forget because we were the chosen ones today.
Yes, sir.
You heard me? So tell me a little bit where you from. I know where you from, Louisiana. You heard me? Fightingville. Going there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Lafayette, Louisiana, the neighborhood, Fightingville. That's where I grew up at. I stayed there pretty much all my life. I think we moved out, I was 12. And then we moved to Willow Park, it's an apartment complex in Lafayette. That's pretty much the neighborhoods that I grew up in. Yeah.
So when you started playing football?
So I was like 7. I did flag football for Brown Park when I was 7, and then since 26 was my last time playing, and that was when I was in Canada. So 19 years, every year, consistently the same rotation.
Ball.
Yeah, more than that, really. I'm 27,
right.
so 19 years, yeah.
So when did you realize like you want to go to the league, like I'm really good at this shit, I got a shot?
I always felt like I was good enough. Size played a part, we both small receivers, so back then it really wasn't too much of like the size that didn't matter, you know what I'm saying? And nowadays you'll see a lot of smaller guys, smaller, quick, fast guys getting opportunities in the league. So as I grew older and I started seeing guys like, your Tavon Austin, who else you had? You had Deshaun Jackson, he was a smaller guy. A lot of smaller guys pretty much, and that kind of gave me confidence, man, to continue to work hard and continue to build off of that and seeing them as motivation, you know what I'm saying?
So Brown Park, then did you play middle school ball? Or?
Yeah, I went to Lafayette Middle. I played there. I didn't play my 7th grade year because it's crazy because, them guys was big. I probably was like maybe 105. I was like, nah.
Not yet.
Yeah, you coming off of Brown Park to middle school. So I'm like, I ain't ready for that. So I set out my 7th grade year, just to try to get some weight on me and stuff like that. And then I played my 8th grade year. And then from there, I went from there into high school.
In high school, you was kind of in the transfer protocol a little early. Tell me a little bit about where you went at.
So I started at Lafayette High. My sophomore year, I played varsity. I had a lot of varsity time. And then that's when my Uncle Trev, he was at Northside, but he got the head coaching job at the Main Catholic. And once he got over there, that's when I was like, well, I'm going to transfer with him. It's his first coaching job opportunity. We all wanted to play for Trev anyway. So, I was like, well, it's a pretty opportunity to play for my uncle. So I transferred there. I ended up not being eligible because of the transfer. Then I sat out, and then Trev took the coaching job at Northside. And so when you sit out, you can pretty much play anywhere next year. Right. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to Northside, it's closer. You don't have to travel to Abbeville every day. So I ended up transferring with him to North Side. So good memories over there for sure.
Yeah, Trey was giving that bag for you to follow.
Nah. Started early, huh?
So how was your high school career though? Like,
it was up and down, man. It was a lot of.
You played receiver all your life?
Receiver the whole time. I guess I had a pretty good. I got a highlight tape on YouTube at Lafayette High, so I got some pretty good playing time at Lafayette High. And then coming from playing to not playing, man, that's a lot of adversity. I did end up doing track still. I did track, what they call it, unattached, and I did that my junior year, and then after that. That's when I was hungry to play my senior year, dog. So I was like, I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have no offers. Nowadays you can get off from 7 on 7. You know what I mean? So we didn't have that. You gotta go to camp. You gotta ball out, and that's just what it is. So like my senior at Northside, it was pretty much all or nothing if I still wanted to fulfill that NFL dream, because that's always the end goal. So.
And tell me a little bit about you spoke about Trail. Tell me a little bit about your family tree, though, like your bloodline really like sick.
Yeah.
That's why you ain't gonna hear drop a little shake in the world.
Apparently it all started from, my older uncles and stuff like that. People would talk about how good they were. And then from what I know is Kevin Falk, Trev. I got another cousin named Jasper Falk. Growing up watching those guys play, I mean, that's all the motivation you need, because you have like a real connection with these people. You know what I'm saying? You can see them. You know what I'm saying? You can work out with them. So, Kevin, he in the NFL playing for the Patriots, just won a Super Bowl. And on the off season, we train in that Lafayette High, North Side. You know what I mean? And the same with Trev. At that point, they both was in the NFL. And then my cousin Jasper, he was at Southern Mississippi. So it's like, you got these guys, you got former NFL players, you got college guys.
That's all the motivation.
So I mean, you around it, and it's.
And now you got your little brother, Sage, he at LSU. You got your little brother, I be checking him out.
Sky, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's good, man. So you come from a football family, a football background, man. So. Did you have any offers coming out of high school?
Yeah, I had. Well, I signed with Western State. I had them, Grambling, Southern. I was gonna go to U of H. I had a scholarship to go there, but it was for track. And I didn't really like track as much.
Football down the track private.
Yeah,
so fuck all that.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking track.
All right. So and Northwestern. U of H they wanted me to run track but walk home for football. And the scholarship money wasn't, what it is for football. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to Northwestern State. I can do both. And that's the decision I tried. That's the decision I went with. So was it a hard decision, or like Northwestern was just, what made you feel like Northwestern was a place for you? I'm gonna be honest with you. First time I wanted to go, when they was like, NAC, I'm like, man, I don't even know what that said. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because it's 2 hours north. But from Lafayette, I never heard of NAC. I'm like, what NAC is? And then they was telling me about it, and then I went for my visit, and I'm like, oh man, this country, they ain't got nothing out here. And as much as I love sports, I gotta see what the women looking like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I can't do this. Apparently they had like a thing called like Nat Rats or Nat Trash, and I'm like, no. But then, it more so, like I said, the end goal and the most important goal was playing football, fulfilling out those dreams to get to the league and, getting an education and graduating and, putting myself in a better position, that my parents was in and, trying to do that. So.
How was your college career?
It was cool, man. I played as a freshman, and that's one of the main reasons too. I went,
you was gonna get a chance to play.
Right off the jump. We had a new coaching staff. They wanted their guys, and this is who the guys they wanted. And I was one of those guys, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go there. I get to play early. I already sat down enough.
Yeah,
high school.
Sure.
Like I want to play, man. So it went good. My first year was It's pretty good. I scored my first touchdown in my first college game, which was really exciting. That gave me a boost right there. Fast forward, moving along. I didn't get the catches, the opportunities I thought I should have had.
Right.
It's
different. Like when you play a receiver, you gotta really depend on the quarterback to get you the rock. Cause I know that shit get frustrated. Like, bitch, you had me the ball.
No, man.
I'm fast out here. If I'm lined up, wanna give me the rock.
Shit. Nah, facts, man. That's always a thing for us receivers. We always feel like we open. We always feel like, man, it's one-on-one, like I got him, So, that was a lot of adversity too, man. And I felt like I could have had a better college career, but I was satisfied with it. I played. I was on the field all 4 years. I had a pretty good coaching staff. I had a great relationship with my receiver coaches, and Natchitoches was cool. The nightlife was okay, but college was fun. You know what I'm saying? Outside of football, we had a good time. So
take me through your pro day, like, so did y'all have a lot of scouts there? Or was like,
that's crazy, Mom, because we only had 2 scouts. We didn't have a good year, man. I think we won 2 games that year. We really didn't have. We had one guy who really everybody had came to see. His name was Adam Jones. He was, all conference and stuff. Really great player. That's my dog. I still keep in touch with him to this day. And I knew, I was gonna be an underdog because I didn't have the numbers to say I went to a D1 league.
Right.
So I was like, man,
but you always knew you were gonna test with it.
Right, test with us. I know I gotta run fast. So like that was always the thing. Like I know I'm small already, so if I can catch these people's eye, it's running fast. And I trained months and months. I was training with Coach Reggie at the time. And
you was really
I was getting it in, man. Coach Reggie, he the man, dog. He the man. Yeah, man. He gets you right, and I like about him because he don't tell you what you want to hear. He tell you what you need to hear.
Right.
And he point out the specifics and the small details that help me, take my 40 time from 0.1 seconds less than what it was, and the little details and him staying on top of the game and staying on top of me, helping me. But fast forward to pro day, it went well. We started off at bench. I think I maybe did like 13 reps, 225. And then my 40 time, I did 4.34 and 4.31. Those are my 2 times, and that's kind of really what helped me get opportunity. And like I said, one of the 2 teams there was the Texans and the Rams. So
who gave you the call?
The Rams, right? The Rams called me, and it's a crazy story.
How they went? How that day went?
So I was actually, it's crazy because I was talking to my agent. I knew I wasn't gonna get drafted.
Right.
I'm realistic with myself.
Right.
And then you got the after the draft, so I was gonna wait for a call in, and then a day after the final day of the draft, I didn't get a call in, and then like a couple of days, I just didn't get a call. So I was like, all right, cool.
Was you down? Was you discouraged?
A little bit.
What was gonna happen?
No, I was like, okay, maybe I can get a shot because the Rams scout, he had called me right after the pro day too, and let him know this is my number. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put you on our board or whatever, try to get you in the rookie camp. But as the days goes by, things kind of get more and more less promising. So I actually had I was going to a Toronto Argonauts tryout. I believe it was maybe like in Florida or somewhere on the East Coast. And I had signed up and everything, man. I had paid my money, so I never forget. I was with Brian Mitchell, B. Mitch. He's a former teammate of mine, and we getting ice cream. I forgot the place across the street from Northwestern State campus. I got the video on my phone, so I see his name, the Ram Scout. So I answered the phone, and he was just like, Shakeir, how you doing, whatever, and how you feel about being a Ram, and I was all pumped up, excited. I was cheesing. I had the braces at the time, so my team, I'm like, yeah. So
I think your agent's calling me now, so
okay.
give him a call too, so we can get this thing kind of organized, all right?
Yes, sir. I give him a call.
All right.
B. Mitch, he was in the CFL at the time. He was playing in Canada, and then that went from there to that, man, and after that call, man, I was excited. I called my first call was my mom. I called my mom and told her and stuff. She was excited about it. And then after that, it was rookie minicamp. Which, see, I didn't know that, like, the process of it, you know what I'm saying? And,
Because people that get the invite the way you got it, it's hard to really still be there when
right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You actually was with them.
And you know how that go too.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't know. I'm like, okay, we going into camp. I'm thinking that's like mini camp, but what they told me is that, you know, we bringing you guys in. It was like me and 4 other guys, and those guys I'm still cool with to this day. You know, we got a relationship, and you know, they was like, well, look, we gonna choose one of y'all because we already got 2 receivers we drafted. You know, they got Tavon and just signed Robert Woods. So I mean, it was stacked, man. So I'm like, damn. So and they up front with you, know. They was like, we gonna choose out, you know, y'all 4. Man, it's kind of like all or nothing, man. Like I'm out there. Yeah, you got 3 days to prove why we should really sign you to the 90-man roster.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, you know, cool. So you know, I'm locked in, and you know, I know I'm fast. I know we're doing one-on-ones. I know I'm like, I got that.
Yeah, for sure.
And man, I went out and balled out, and you know, no disrespect to the other guys. I felt like they chose me just because of my ability to return as well.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right, because they all did a great job too.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like one of those things to where it's like, man, this is kind of what it is, and you know, we gonna send all y'all home, and this is the guys we gonna keep. So it's like you really sign like a 2-3 day contract, man. And
so when you made it across that first wave, what's your mind frame? Where you at? You like?
I was excited, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was more so excited that, okay, now I'm not saying I'm on the team, but now I get to perform with the actual players that play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you in there with Tiger, Tavon, like I talked to you about earlier. Like, I looked up to Tavon Austin, a smaller receiver, fast, you know, opportunity. So to be in that same locker room with him was exciting. Like, I never forget the first time I walked in the locker room. I'm looking for his locker, and I just take a picture of it, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, I might not be here, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited, dog. And I walk and I take a picture of his locker. And, you know, once I realized I made the team, of course, I was like, okay, now I'm balling with the big dogs now. But then I'm like, man, I get to meet Tavon, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we all get excited, man, you know, whenever we see somebody we looked up to. Sure. And we get to actually be on the same field with them. So I guess I could say I was, you know, more so of a grouping towards the idea of being on the same field with them. But
and you came out a year earlier than me.
13 years.
So like I used to always go to Trey House after practice. Mm-hmm. Man, I saw that. I'm on Instagram. I saw that shit. You really gave, like you said, when you see people do it, like small, like we the same. I'm like, man, this shit real. I told you, I said, man, Dick, this shit really possible. Look, like that was all the motivation I need going into my senior year. Like, nigga, this shit can happen, dog. Mm-hmm. So man, I always, everybody I talk to, I always give you your flowers, bro. You one of the most positive people I've been around, no matter what. Even though like you would always say, like, man, it's just me and you left when we working out in the summer. You would always say, Chambers, you the same as me. You just need that opportunity. You're giving your agent. You're giving whatever you have, bro. Most people not, especially being the same. I'm not gonna look out for you. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And I feel like that's why you always gonna be blessed, bro. You just a positive ass person, like no matter what you're doing. But yeah, you gave me that. Like, yeah, this shit can happen. But so you go into the preseason. I remember you got there on punt return. Mm-hmm. Punt return crazy. Like, that's a dangerous job. Right, so how was that first time really out there on that grass? Like, you on TV?
It was exciting, man. I remember the feeling. Our first
when you
game.
got your blue check, what was the first one you did? Who you DM? What celebrity?
No, I didn't DM no celebrity, but I got it on Twitter. I noticed it on Twitter first. I woke up, my roommate, I think that was Till, Leonard Tillery. He went to Southern, and we was together. And I'm like, Till, you got your check. I was like, yeah, we're official now. So he had got his. I had got mine, and then Instagram came like a couple days later. So, at that time, you couldn't buy a blue check.
Right.
You gotta get official.
Yeah,
so, it was exciting. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was pumped up. You know what I'm saying? That was cool. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was pretty cool. So, but preseason though, like I said, I never forget coming out of the tunnel and I see my little brother Sky. He was pumped up, turned up. We kind of have like the similar personalities as far as like Joseph and
Right.
So that was exciting. He was right there by the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Like waving his hands. So I was like, my family here. Like Sky was there, Sage, my mom, Coach Reggie. My dad didn't come to that game. He had came to. No, my dad was at that game. Yeah, I didn't see him, but like my family was there. You know what I'm saying? And man, I was excited, and I was like, man, I gotta put on, I gotta perform. You got that uniform on, you got that name, yeah. So me and
them dreads
hanging out, I'm feeling good, and the hood come out you a little bit, you on the field, and you're like, yeah, what's up? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? I seen. I guess one intimidating moment was when I seen Zeke. I'm like, man, I'm happy I don't play defense. Dog, that dude big, man. Like, bro, he like 6'2", 240. And look, big ball. I'm like, man. So, now that was a cool little moment too, man. But I never forget that first, because I started kick punt returns because Tavon was hurt. And nobody else really wanted to catch punts. So I was the only one back there, bro. So it's like, it's the first preseason game, your first NFL game, and you out there with the starters. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The starting punt return team, and all I remember was like, just catch the ball. And, I caught it, and I never forget, it was a middle return. And then I think I maybe had as a 2-yard return. I think I slipped and fell. So I kind of a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just a little nervous, so. But,
So did you finish the preseason with him?
Mm-hmm.
When did you leave him? Because you ended up going to Washington Redskins. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So after preseason, you do your cuts and everything. Your 90-man to your 53-man roster, and
so you didn't make the 53.
No. They cut. Well, we ended up getting released. And I went into the office, Sean McVay, Les Snead, and it was like, Shake, man, you did a great job, was happy to have you, you did some great things, whoop. And they was like, unfortunately Tavon is back because he was hurt, and Tavon Austin, it's no need for me if you have him, you know what I'm saying? It's a numbers game with the NFL. Sure. So, and he was like, I tell you what though, man, you did extremely well for us, and not to go back, but when we had played the Chargers in our preseason game, we had like these punt return drills, but it was like live, but of course we didn't tackle to the ground, and I returned one back, for a touchdown, and then that's when, they was like, man, you really explosive, like, you showed your speed, and, Sean kind of commented on that, and was like, man, we seen the explosion, we seen what you can do, I'll see if maybe we can get you into Washington. And I'm just thinking it's bullshit, whatever. I was like, okay.
Was you down?
Was I what?
Was you down? Like,
no, I'm not gonna lie to you, Chase. I wasn't down because I understand the realistic part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I knew, I wasn't gonna beat Tavon outside the spot. They just had extended him, bro, for like another $25 million.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, man, maybe I can get practice squad.
Yeah.
So. I knew that it probably wasn't a possible chance. So I was like, I was just happy to be able to got as far as I did. Being that I didn't play as much in high school, I didn't get the opportunities I thought I should have in college. Right. So
I'm blessed to be here.
I'm blessed, man. So some people would be like, oh, it's not the attitude to have.
Yeah.
But when you know how hard it is to actually make the team, you're just excited to put that uniform on and meet the people you meet. And stuff like that. They cut me. I flew home, and then that's kind of one of the most, I guess, man, really discouraging and like stressful, overwhelming experiences. You at home,
You just was on TV the other day.
Yeah. I'm in my grandmother's house in Fightonville. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom and them, they had a place, but I just kind of wanted to, be like alone, and my grandma, she was staying alone, so like I just kind of wanted to, you know, be on some chill stuff, and I felt like that was just a way for me to really kind of, I guess I wouldn't say hide, because most people, and you know, former NFL players, CFL players, whatever, know the feeling of being there, and then now you're back at home, so it's like people asking me, well, what happened, man?
You can't even go nowhere.
No.
I'll be like, bitch, you make the call. You call Jared fucking nigga. Fuck, ask me all that shit.
And they like, you know, man, why you just gonna play for the Saints? Why?
That's their favorite thing to say. You betting them boys in the Saints right now? Man,
Yeah.
you call them.
Nah, man, for sure. So, you know, that you know, you constantly waiting, you're looking at your phone, waiting for calls. You're talking to your agent, he telling you, you know, man, you know, we waiting on calls, this and that. And then I never forget, I was at my grandma's house in Fineville. I got a call from my agent. His name was Vance McAllister, and he was like, "Hey, Doug is gonna be calling you. You know what I'm saying? Washington just called me. They want to fly you up." So I'm excited. I'm outside. Look, you know, I can't sit still. You know what I'm saying? I'm outside for about 30 minutes. I mean, probably longer than that before he called me, bro. I'm just waiting. I'm looking at my phone. I ain't answering no calls. I ain't texting back nobody. I'm just waiting for that call. Boom, I get the call. You know, they wanted to bring me in for a workout. And, you know, like I always say, man, even when they do call you, it's still a workout, you know what I'm saying, audition at the day. So they flew me up to Washington, man, and, you know, they're pretty blunt. It's me and another guy, that's still my dog, Rashard, that's his name, Rashard Davis. And me and him, we in the hotel. This crazy, dog. Them people, they'll put your competition in the same hotel room with you. So we're in the same hotel, man, in the same room. That's the thing, we're in the same room. So they put us in the same room, and they like, yeah, drivers like, we're gonna choose one of y'all after tomorrow. Y'all gonna go and audition. So it's like, I'm like, you know, well, shit, you know, no disrespect to him, man. I gotta get me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, pretty much, dog, they done kicked us about, man, maybe like 40, 50 punch chambers. I'm talking about over your head. They tell you, get on the ground, stand up, catch you with one hand. Like, they, man, you getting it, bro. And I'm catching, and I'm sprinting 10 yards. Like, it's like, man, I'm grinding, bro. Like, I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I gotta outshine him. We gonna catch for catch. Some of his punts, you know, was a little bit worse than others. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I firmly believe in God, and I think that opportunity that I got was just for me. Because it's crazy, because he ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. Because they didn't sign him, but he signed to the Eagles that year. That's just the Eagles signed. Eagles won the Super Bowl, and he ended up winning the Super Bowl. So it worked out for both of us. You know what I'm saying? Washington signed me, and I stayed with them, and that was a really cool experience. Because, you know, unfortunately, I didn't get to play or suit up on the 53. T-Pride, yeah. And you know my personality, bro, so it's easier for me to get along with people.
Yeah, for sure. They gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, nah, man. And they love us from Louisiana, I never forget one time, I seen TP, he was at I was walking to the store one time, and he was there. He had brought me home one time. My partners them don't believe me, but Kirk Cousins had brought me home one time, because, you know, we the scout guys as the practice squad players. So we stay after with him, catch balls and stuff like that. And I was staying at the little complex, maybe like 5 minutes from the facility. And you know, I got to talk to him, ride G-Wag, brought me home, stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like this. So that was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those guys, I still have a relationship till this day. You know, Sunday night football, you know, being in the suites, you know what I'm saying? You got security walking you up there. Right. You know, you on the field, you know what I'm saying? It was a great experience, man. And you know, my time would have come about if Jamison Crowder would have gotten hurt. And that's kind of where it was. And it's crazy.
That's how sports be working.
Yeah,
and you don't want to depend on nobody getting hurt, you know.
And I'm like, bro, like I said, I believe in God. I was like, man, you know, whatever God got for me is for me. I'm gonna just continue to do what I'm doing, and I don't want to pray this man get hurt because I'm cool with this man now. You know what I'm saying? Like he giving me tips on what I could do better. And you telling me, well, you know, if Jameson gets hurt, you're up next. I'm like, this is what I gotta wait on to get on the field. So I ended up getting released at the end of the season. We wouldn't go into the playoffs. We realized we wouldn't go to the playoffs, and I think Kalama got hurt. So you know, it was like, you know, Ryan, we just, you know, we're gonna let you go, and we'll probably bring you in, you know, for next season. You know, but we gotta sign a lineman because of the numbers. So I was like, the season ended anyways, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it was getting cold in Washington. I'm like, man, you send me down to the booth. You know what I mean?
So after that, so you fly back home, but this time, where your mind at? You good? You're in a better space than the last time you flew home?
I am, because you got some money in your pocket now, you know what I'm saying?
Did you take care of the chicken? Or you?
Yeah, nah, man, definitely, man. You know, sometimes when you come from nothing, when you get a little bit of change, you know, you get excited and you want to go splurge and this and that. But you know, I have a very, very educated mother who, you know, taught me a lot, and she educated me on a lot. And also my Uncle Trev, he been there, so he can kind of educate you on how to, you know, manage your money and stuff. So I was like, well, man, I want a car. I didn't have a car, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the NFL, I don't have a car, you know what I'm saying? So I went and get me, that's when I got that yellow Camaro, but I wanted the newer one, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you know, and of course, you know, they kind of tell me about, you know, the money is not consistent, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting something I could afford, and I kind of just, you know, was living off of that. And then the following season came about, that's when I went to Canada because I wasn't getting any calls back for the NFL. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna play in Canada.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I went into Hamilton. But what people don't understand is, well, you know, Canada, man, you going against
the Canadians
and Americans.
And they trash.
They got some nicer shavers. They got some
man, come on, bro. Man, you got me battling with this man, come on. But that's their shit, so
yeah.
So you go to Hamilton first.
I go to Hamilton. I was crazy. I was with Johnny Manziel. So I was like, that was cool, you know, being with Johnny. I was with Brandon Banks, another smaller guy.
He was in a minute too.
Yeah,
his thing.
He's still there.
He's still there.
He won a Grey Cup this year. I think it's maybe 11th season. And so I go to Hamilton. I do decent. I do pretty good. My first preseason game, man, I almost house one. I ended up getting tagged because maybe like a 35, 36 yard return. Cool.
But that's easier for you too, because in Canada, they can't touch you like punt returns. Like you got a bubble.
Yeah, they got a bubble around.
So you ain't really got to worry about the man right there. You know what I'm saying? So
correct.
Shit got nasty like that.
Yeah, nah, it was fun though. CFL was fun. And then it's crazy, man. I got really discouraged because I didn't even make that team, man. They called me and it was like, you know, it's a numbers game. I think you got 46 in the CFL too, but of the 46, 23 are Canadians. So you competing, man. It's like a whole bunch of us competing for 23 spots, man, and that get hard. So I go back, I fly back home. I got cut. I fly back home. I'm chilling. I think maybe I sat home for 2 months. They called me, and they called me back. I forgot somebody got hurt, and then I played that game like the next week, the following week. My first game, boom, I took one back to the house. Cause I'm like, man, I have nothing. I'm tired of getting released. Like, I gotta score.
Yeah, right.
I gotta score. You know what I'm saying? I gotta show these people for real. So everything I was trying to just score. I scored a touchdown my first game. Cool. I get cut the next day. So it's like
you got in the box and got cut the next day.
Yeah, and it's crazy because at that time I was the only player that returned a kickoff return. You know, you had some guys who return a punt, but I was the first one to return a kickoff return. I'm like, man, I'm the only person CFL to return a kick. You know, and I'm like, man, what else do I need to do? It's a numbers game. Wrong place, wrong time. Whatever. Right place, wrong time. So that happened, man. But being that I did that out my phone, once they released me, everybody called me. Man, we'll fly in. So I flew all the way from Hamilton all the way to the West Coast to BC, and now I was with Chris Rainey. He was the return over there, but I think he was struggling with injuries and stuff like that. So I stayed on practice squad the whole year there. I think I had one game there, did pretty decent. I never forget my first game, my first kickoff return. Coach telling me, if it goes beyond your head, don't return it. I still brought it out. I'm like, what you mean don't return it? I only got one shot. I just got cut for returning it for a touchdown. What you mean don't return it? I returned it, man, and it didn't end up how I wanted it to go. But the rest of the game I had a pretty decent return, but it wasn't the game I thought I'd have. I ended up not playing the rest of the season. I go back the next season, dog, and it's kind of back again. You auditioning for a spot. Fast forward preseason, I returned one for a touchdown in the first preseason game. So I'm like, everybody like, oh yeah, man, shit, you got it on the team. Yeah. But I'm like, nah, I ain't on the team. I just returned one last year in a real game, and they cut me right after. Man, sure enough, bro. After that, after the preseason, man, I got cut again. I'm like, man, I returned one this year, I returned one last year. Like, what? I'm not telling the GM that, but I'm like, I'm myself, like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. But you got veterans that have been there, and they're also doing good as well. Fly back home. This time I'm not really getting this year I'm not getting no call back. This is 2019. So I reached out to Vernon Adams. He was in Montreal at the time, and I was like, V, man, y'all need, because they were struggling at return. I'm like, y'all need a return. Let me know. So sure enough, I sent him my film, and then the GM called me maybe like a week later. I go up to Montreal. And the first game with Montreal, I played immediately because they needed a return. Right. Then like I got that Monday, I played Saturday for sure. I played Saturday. I played that game, and that one too. I had a pretty big return. Then I come back the next week and I house one. That's when we played Saskatchewan, and that season was going good, man. I was on the field, things were going good. And then I get injured. I had pulled my hamstring. It was like a little light. And then,
it's a little light,
next man up, bro.
Yeah.
Next man they brought in, Mario. He actually just won Special Teams Player of the Year this year. Good dude, great dude. His first game, take off, touchdown. I say, oh, man, I still like sit my ass on. I'm still hurt at this point. I'm like, oh man.
So that was the only thing you ever did was like return?
Just returning.
Just returning?
Yeah, just special teams, man. In the lead at least, you know what I'm saying? And next game, Chavis, come back 6 again. I'm like, man, this man turned 2 kicks in 2 games, bro. So I'm like, man, y'all could have bring somebody else in to compete with me. Y'all got to compete with Super Mario. That's what they call him now, Super Mario. I'm like, damn, man. So it was one of them, man. I got back from injury. I'm like, man, they probably gonna cut me, but they ended up letting me play the rest of the season. So they benched him, and it was kind of like they let me play a game, they let him play a game, and my opportunity. I didn't do as well as I should have. Pretty much, I didn't score a touchdown.
Right.
And so they let him play the playoff game because we went to the playoffs. Playoff game, he scored again. 3 touchdowns, bro, in like 5 games, bro. And it's just like, kind of one of those things to where, the man, you got hurt, unfortunately. Yeah, they brought someone else in, and he was just playing better than you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me being real, you know what I'm saying? He was performing better than me. Not saying I wasn't performing good, but he was performing way better than me. And I ended up leaving. And then they wanted to resign, but I'm like, come back for what?
Right.
Y'all have your return and try to put me on practice squad. I'm not doing that. And then I went to Edmonton the following year.
You took one to the crib there?
No, I didn't do one to the crib in Edmonton. That was the plans. But I ended up getting released right before we did preseason. Well, we didn't do preseason because of COVID. They had that COVID stuff. So I didn't take one to the crib versus Edmonton. I didn't even get a chance to play. I was just practicing, and then that's when I knew, like.
So when you went to the CFL, though, was your intentions to get back into the league? Because we all know, like, Spence went to CFL.
Mm-hmm.
He was with the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Got released over however it went. Cut up in the CFL and went back to the league. Still in the league now,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Was that your, like, the blueprint? You thought, like, I'm gonna follow that?
Yeah, definitely. I kept in touch with these. I keep in touch with these friends now, but I kept in touch with him, man. Kind of like trying to see how his process went. It's crazy. Look, I don't know if he remember, but before I went to LA, I'm on the plane, and so I have the messages in my iPhone 6, and I'm texting him. I say, man, any advice you can give me? I know you was just here,
Right.
you know, and it's kind of like pretty much just being consistent and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And pretty much leaving it all out on the field. You know what I'm saying? Because you really only got one shot. But I tried to follow that blueprint because I looked up to D. Spence as well, and that aspects of the game. Like, I'm gonna go to Canada and I'm gonna come back down. And after Montreal, those are my plans. And then like I said, COVID had hit, and it was just hard to get opportunity because you couldn't be in the same, you couldn't be around nobody. So they really only fly out certain people because you got to stay in a hotel 7 days before they could really try you out.
Yeah.
So that made it harder, and I just knew at that point, Chambers, bro, it's just time for me to move on with life and just be appreciative of the opportunities that God gave me to fulfill, my dreams. I didn't get to play on Monday Night Football, I didn't get to play on Sundays. But, I felt like I made it there. I suited up, you know what I'm saying? I still got my jersey with my last name on it from the Rams. Like, that means a lot to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
So when you reached that point, that transition when it was over, did you already have your business plans going, or how did your business plan come about?
So it's crazy because during COVID, and I'm sure everybody can say the same, you realize that, man, this game could be taken away from you. What you gonna do? Money not coming in no more.
Right.
These people in Canada not paying you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I always just been a hustler. Like I can, if I want to make money, I'm gonna find a way to make it.
Right.
So I was just like, I gotta figure something out. And I never forget, I was on Facebook Marketplace because I was doing the trailers, the mobile home movie stuff with my dad. So I was thinking about, just getting me a trailer, investing money in that, and on Facebook they'll give you like items that I guess maybe it's for you, and I seen like a bus, and my friends and they had like a daiquiri, they was doing like 2-for-1 shoes on a daiquiri. So I sent it to them, and I was like, man, that's something that'd be cool for y'all to do daiquiris on the go. Just an idea for them.
Right.
They didn't end up doing it. I kept seeing buses and vans and stuff like that, and it was school buses. So I was like, man, we could do a party bus, you know what I'm saying? So I got on my business partner, Corey, fast forward, we ended up, buying a bus, but I'm still playing ball at the time.
Right.
So I'm like, man, I gotta set up for after, you know what I'm saying? I gotta, just in case I don't make it in Canada. I bought we bought the bus, and I leave to go to Canada in August, and then, like I said, I got released, and I come back home, and I'm like, hell with that, man. Time to start making some money now, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't even trying to go back.
Yeah, I ain't trying to go back. Let me see what this.
Because I feel like you made that transition easy, bro. Like, outside looking in, I feel like you was prepared. You knew what you wanted to do, and I don't know if it happened that way, but I felt like you was really prepared for it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because I see a lot of people, and I see the adversity people go through, and I know the adversity I went through, man. Just sitting at home, bro. Like that's stressful, bro. Like that puts you in a box, and it could be overwhelming because it's you done did something all your life, and it's like, man, like it's hard to transition.
And it's like that's what they know you for. Like, that's all they want.
And you up here all the time, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's my dog. So sometimes, the pride make you not want to stoop down because it's feel like you're not here no more. You don't want to go work at Walmart. No disrespect to those people.
Right.
You feel like you don't want to go work there. You don't want to go work at a grocery store. You don't want to go do this. You don't want to go do that. And for me, I didn't mind where I worked at. I worked at a juvenile detention center. After I was done, during COVID, so I didn't care where I worked, but it's just a simple fact that you don't want to have to hear, man, I thought you was playing ball, I thought you was doing this, and people sometimes belittle you, and your pride get in the way sometimes, like, so I had no choice but to be prepared, Jesus, man, and God blessed me to where I got into the party bus stuff. We fixed it up how we think it should to catch the attention of people.
And they be jumping. I'm seeing y'all.
Yeah.
You the driver?
Well, we got a couple drivers. Me, I drive, Corey drive. We got Sid. We got Zig, Carter the Great on Instagram. Sometimes my dad will drive, Corey's dad. So you know, we keep it real professional. We're in business a year and 4 months now, and man, we just keep climbing.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
you know, and I take the same approach. We actually we doing a networking thing with my cousin T. Ryan, December 18th. You know, kind of just going over like business and LLC and just, you know, how to maintain and keep a business going.
Yeah, right.
And bruh, I take it as a football approach, James. I feel like if you're an athlete, bruh, you can succeed in business. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Discipline, waking up early, consistency. You know what I'm saying? Those 3 things will help you elevate your business. And you know, from then on, man, it's just been a blessing. And I mean, I love it, man. You know, I'm excited about it. You know, and I have a rush of figuring out new business ideas and putting it into play and like seeing what's the potential of it and how it can grow.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So, yes, indeed.
So, when you first started, did you see it going this far? Or you like, man, maybe this, like, when you first started, it was like, I don't know if people gonna really mess with this or that.
Well, you see, I figured this is how I looked at it. All right, I guess I was looking at it more of like a hustle. So my business partner, Corey, he already in the clubs.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, he's an entertainer, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he's professional, he's respectable. A lot of people know him.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, you know, people know him for that, you know, and I know I can get like, you know, the corporate side or, you know, the people, big businesses, you know, shake hands, how you doing, Shakeir Ryan, whatever. And so I'm like, man, you put that together, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can attract all crowds, you know what I'm saying? Different races,
Y'all be
different
seeing
backgrounds.
old people.
Yeah,
like you be having every color on there. Like, y'all really be turning. I be, especially if I don't go out on weekend, but y'all be in that bed on that phone. Turning.
Yeah, nah, man, for sure, dog. That was pretty much the mindset and idea we had of it, and you know, I was like, well, cool, because you know when you bring a business idea to somebody, man, you can't just expect people to put their hard work or money into something. It's kind of like you got to come with a plan. So in my mind, I'm like, cool, we buy a bus. I know we can get enough bookings to make back what we spent on the bus. So I'm like, okay, once we do that, if it's not working out how we want to, then we just sell the bus. You know, these buses have value because people all over the country do party buses. So I'm like, at the end of the day, we still ain't gonna lose because, well, we paid for the bus. We'll get that as a profit. You know what I'm saying? After we get back what we spent. So that turned into that to, man, Chips, when I say, bro, from the first booking, I mean, you know, you got Corey back there with him on the mic. They turned up. DMs rolling, DMs popping, you know what I'm saying? How much for the bus? How much for the bus? How much for the bus? So, man, like, we go from book every weekend. We doing 2, we got 1 bus, 2, 3 in 1 weekend, and man, from so forth, so on, and this and that, like, and then, yeah, man, it turned out pretty good. So it's like, man, we need another bus.
Right. Now you really seeing the growth.
Like, really seeing the growth. Now I must say this, man, and then most people don't know how this went with our situation, with our business. It goes back to adversity, and that's why, like I said, I'm a firm believer in God because, you know, He set me up for just what I'm experiencing in life. Just the adversity of sitting home and waiting on a call and, you know, figuring out what you're gonna do. It's the same exact thing we had with the business. I never forget in December, we had some real big clients. In Lafayette, it's a real expensive bougie neighborhood in Lafayette, and they was doing a Christmas party, and man, our bus broke down. We was in a situation where we had to cancel. Man, I think we lost maybe $3,500 that week. It was, man, I mean, it was just I don't even know the words to describe it, man. Like you know, so it was like, damn, you know, it's not really much for the money, it's more for the clientele. You know, you're already young, you're black. You don't want people to think, man, I'm gonna bother what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up refunding everybody their money back, and here we got a bus that can no longer move. So now you gotta make decisions. You know what I'm saying? You're canceling bookings every weekend. So, you know, I'm like, cool, man, we need to figure something out, you know, like, you know, excuse my language, fuck that, let's go get another bus. Like, we got the clientele.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go get another bus. and fix our other bus while doing it. And so, man, we ended up. It kind of went into the same thing of what I was saying with the football. Like, you know, you sit waiting on a call. We calling people in Atlanta, man, in New York, Florida. Oh, the bus sold. We think we got a good deal on one they sell it because the cheap ones they going fast.
Yeah, right.
So, long story short, I just started running into a guy. He wants to sell a Mercedes-Benz bus, and it just wasn't nothing we could afford at the time. And but he had another one. I was like, look, man, you know, this is our situation, bro. Look, we can afford this one, man. Look, let us get that off your hands. So he was like, come check it out, you know, and see if you like it. And I guarantee I'm gonna sell it. Me, man, I go with the cash in my hand. Like, I got the cash. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that make it perfect.
Yeah, man. So, you know, we wanted for the bus. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the cash. I was kind of nervous because I didn't know the dude. But I was like, forget it. I had my dad's friends come with me or whatever, you know, because I mean, you know, I got this amount of money in cash. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, look, man, we got the money right, Chuck. This is what we got. You know what I'm saying? So he like, all right, let me think it over, you know, and 2 minutes he come back. He's like, all right, that's fine. So, you know, because he had multiple buses.
Right.
And he wasn't really into the business like that anyways, you know what I'm saying? It was just like a little hobby for him. Cool. Man, that same day, Chairs, I tell you, that same day we drove the bus back from Houston to Lafayette. The next day, man, we back rolling. We ended up getting enough funds to where we could have fixed our white bus because we needed a brand new engine. So after a month later, boom, we put the white bus in the shop, got the new engine, got it rolling in. So that was what I say. Where when things are going good for you, the devil will come in and try to knock you off. You know what I'm saying? And that's with life. And you know, I look at it like only the strong survive. And you know, real hustlers don't complain. They figured out. We could have easily complained and say, "Oh man, yeah, forget it, bro. Let's just wait until this and you know that and you know." But when you see something high, like you know, when you see something higher than what it is, and you see the potential. And you see where it can grow to be, you know, you like, nah, man, we go and get it. And it's easy because we have people calling us. It's not like people not calling. Like people like, and you keep saying, well, we not telling our bus, bro. You know, we just telling we booked. So I'm like, man, bro, we just passed out on $2,500 for this week. I'm like, man, that could have been going towards the bus, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make the money back. So yeah, man, that was just at a point where that can make or break you, and that took us from 2 buses. Now we're on to our 3rd bus. Now we're off of chauffeuring. You know, just the progress of it, Chavez, man, and you know where we're heading at, and the people we met, the connections we made. You know, the people that's helping us. I definitely see the business, man, just growing to where it's like everybody's first choice is gonna be luxury lift, like all over the area. You know, Youngsville is expanding, Broussard is expanding. So Lafayette is getting bigger, so that brings more opportunity for us to get more people.
Y'all like the only people really doing that,
right?
Is it?
Yeah,
like, y'all the only people I see with a party bus. So
we have 3. They have 3 other people who's doing. I think Acadiana Courier. They have Lafayette Limo and Trolley, Luxury Limo, Millers. They do it.
There's a couple other people.
Yeah, you got a couple others.
But it's just like go back to football, we in competition.
Competitive, man. If it's in you, it don't matter who you compete with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that being said, though, I'm proud of you because you know most people can't make that transition, no matter if they did 2 days in it or 10 years. Broke came out of it, broke or paid. Some people just can't make that transition because it's like our life basically like booked out for like on a itinerary, like for real, from when we wake up to go to sleep, our life is on a schedule. So
facts, man, and that's why, bro, like I'm happy, you know, you brought me, and I appreciate, you know, just to even talk about that, because when you called me and you told me about, you know, just life after football, that can be really tough, man, and I feel for everybody, you know what I'm saying, like that transition. Like I had friends that played, and you know, like they'd delete their social media, they'd change their number.
Yeah, right.
And then I wouldn't hear from them until a year later. And I'm like, what's wrong, man? You know, and then they'd tell me, you know, their situation. I'm like, bro, you know, we all going through that. And, you know, I try to help them and encourage them, you know what I'm saying, to kind of get through it. You know, because I know the feeling. You know, people handle things differently. Right. I knew me that I wouldn't let football hold me down. Like, I'm a hustler, I'm about my business. So if this don't work out, hell, on to the next thing. If that don't work out, on to the next thing. I have to keep moving forward, you know what I'm saying, in order to not go back to where I used to, you know, which is in Fightingville, you know what I'm saying, on San Antoine Street, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, that kind of was my motivation to keep pushing.
Now, how exciting it is to see your little brother, man, on that stage.
Oh, man, it's good, man. I get excited watching him play, man. He's a great athlete. You know, he's been learning a lot this season at LSU.
This is his first year, really?
Yeah, really playing, yeah. His freshman year, he was battling injury. So this is really his first year really getting after it. And I think he's had a great season. He did really well. And he's continuing to grow and get better. I'm excited to see what the future holds for him, man. You know, from me being, I guess, a teenager and me kind of like growing up with him as, I guess, my little brother and seeing what he is till today is really shocking. Because while I was chasing my dreams, he was growing up, and it kind of caught me by surprise. I never forget, I was in Canada and I was in Montreal, so it was 2018, 19, one or two. And I'm watching the game on Facebook. They played Notre Dame, and when I seen them at safety come down and hit that ball, I said, no, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. So I didn't see that in him, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You know, I didn't see that in him, man. And I was like, oh yeah, he for real. Like, yeah, I think that's his junior year. Yeah, because I was there his senior year. I coached his senior year. So, and then, man, that was a moment. And then going to the Alabama game, when he had that forced fumble, you know, that was cool. And, you know, watching him on big plays and stuff like that, man, it's really exciting to see him and watch him play and watch him grow. And I feel like, you know, the sky's the limit for him, bro, you know. So.
What those conversations like, though? When y'all talk, is it about ball, or is it really like, not so much about that?
Yeah, nah.
Because you already know how that go, like, what he kind of going through.
Yeah, for sure. We do talk about ball a lot, you know. I know he had one game recently where, you know, it was a challenging game. He went against a really good opponent, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, some plays, right, exactly. So
I be saying some shit like, if you know. Like.
Yeah, nah. And that's why I talked to him, and, you know, some plays didn't go his way. Like, of course, he wanted it to, but, you know, like, even still, as a competitor, you always feel like, man, I gotta do better. I gotta get there. It don't matter what the situation is.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, those kind of conversations I call, you know, text him to uplift him and let him know, okay, look, it's defense. I played offense. You know what I mean? Like, that's the game.
Yeah, right.
You don't think Deion Sanders, the best cornerback, got things caught on him? Look at Jalen Ramsey right now. Yeah, so, you know what I mean? He's arguably one of the best cornerbacks in the league, and I'm sure he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Right. And look at, you know, the things he's going through. That doesn't make him a bad corner. That's just the game.
Anybody can go catch a ball.
Man, that's what I'm saying. So, but, you know, I try to uplift him because he's 19 years old. So when you're on that stage, you know, sometimes, you know, fans and, you know, ignorant people can get to you. And I did the same with Malik, his first game, whenever he had dropped them punts. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, know who you are. That don't define you. Things happen all the time. People face adversity. You know, Tom Brady won, 6 rings? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he had a game where he threw 3-4 picks.
Tonight.
Exactly, bro. They just got blown out. You feel what I'm saying, bro? That's just the game, man. And I look at it this way, bro. If you want to be elite, if you want to even compete at that level, you're going to have to face this adversity and get through this and know that, okay, I know who I am. You know, things I can do to adjust and things I can do to get better. I'm going in the lab tomorrow, getting better. And he did that in the the SEC championship game.
Right.
I noticed the change, and he played really well, and he go continue to get better. And I firmly believe every mistake he made, throughout this season, he gonna learn from it and get better. And I'm happy he went through that, because if not, he would have been basic, a basic player. You know what I'm saying?
For
not
sure.
elevating.
Yep.
So.
Now how I feel with you, little brother. Now that shit crazy.
Yeah.
Like I know, but seeing Sky, like when we was working out, like Sky, look like he getting longer. Like what you seeing from him? Like?
He taller than both of us, man. Like he kind of one of them too. I was like, my mama sent me videos and stuff, and I was like, man, damn, Sky doing this thing now. But you see, Sky here jokester like me.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
like, whenever I be getting cut, bro, like from teams, he be like, damn, nigga, you back home again. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he a jokester. So him and Sage would be at my mama, they'd be like, oh, boy, you some trash. You know what I'm saying? So, they would always, Sage was still in high school, Sky was, I think, elementary. So I'd walk in, they'd be playing the game. I'd leave, come right back, because I done got cut. And they'd be like, oh, boy, you back home? Damn, shit, what happened? So, but, nah, man, he definitely elevated, man. I think, I didn't really get a chance to, I guess, watch him grow as much as I did Sage, because I was in college and I went to lead and stuff. So Sage really got the opportunity to really be more of a big brother to him, and I feel like the same ropes and the same leadership I have with Sage, he's passing that along to Sky, and it makes me feel good too. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm the reason for how they're performing, but off the field and the men they are, not being in the streets, I feel like I done a great job of, leading them in that direction. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited to see both of their growth and just their success on and off the field, bro. So
what you think, gonna play offense? You gonna play defense?
Yeah.
What you see him as?
I see he had corner now. See, I make a lot of jokes with him. I could joke more with him than with Sage, because he liked to joke on both of us. He'd tell Sage, oh man, you should have did this, you should have that. Oh boy, you some trash, boy, you let that ball do that to you. That's Sky. That's just him. Yeah. It's all love with his family. You know what I'm saying? So when he missed tackles, we be on him. Like, no, my brother, you're not good. You know what I'm saying? You ain't. But I see him playing corner, man. I think he'll do good at cornerback. More longer, lanky. I think he has room to grow. Obviously, he's only 13 years old.
Right.
He's going to high school next year. I'm expecting him to.
He's going to KM.
I think he's going to start at LCA. Who knows what the future holds. But I think he'll start at LCA, and I think that he'll do that. He's going into his freshman year. I think with some maturity, maybe a little bit more weight on him, some speed. I think, maybe he could play a little bit as a freshman if he goes in there and compete. So, like I said, man, the sky's the limit for all of them. I'm excited to see him, man. I like watching him, man. That's my little brother. So, I got a lot of love for him, and, I can say things about them, but, anytime anybody else has anything to say, I got to correct them. Let them know, the realness of situations, and yes, sir.
So tell me, who's the best 5 people you played against, whether it was high school or your whole career?
High school, man. I'm trying to think.
Give me your best 5.
5 on high school on defense.
It don't matter. Whatever you want to do, your favorite ones watching. It don't matter.
I'm trying to see. College, of course. I'm gonna say Tavon Austin, cause you know how he was, bro. Like that's Tavon, man. Like small, and he just elusive, bro. Like you go on his highlight, I think he got like 20 million views on his highlight tape. So just that alone can speak for the type of play he was. I enjoy watching him. D. Spence, of course. I looked up to D. Spence. He definitely in my top 5 as far as people. Let me see, played against wise. Man, I'm trying to think. Southland. well, the Spence I technically did play against him too. He's at McNeese. NFL wise, I'd say the best I've probably seen. It's hard for me to think right now. Of course, Zeke, you know, because I watched Zeke whenever we played against when I was in Washington and we played the Cowboys. Shit, I don't want to miss nobody.
It's hard to me. I missed on my last. I ain't say Alvin Kamara.
Yeah. Oh, you played against Alvin?
And JUCO, man.
Really?
Tore us up.
Man, I didn't know that.
With
Okay.
all 5.
All right.
And we look, they shut them down at halftime.
Come on.
Second half.
Damn.
Busy.
Yeah,
I played with a lot of like Claude. I played with Claude George.
Mm-hmm.
He was at Hudson. That nigga was loaded at Hudson.
Claude did do a good job.
Yeah,
you know who else? Slim, Dwayne Benjamin,
yeah,
man.
I gotta get him on here.
Yeah, man. I seen crazy. Look,
I
I
played
seen him.
against Slim. You was with Slim?
No, I didn't play. I seen him yesterday.
So how you was at Northside and I didn't play against you? Like,
I went my senior year. I think that's whenever the districts changed. We didn't play Bush.
oh yeah, you're right. 'Cause we went to Lake Charles District.
Mm-hmm. So that was my senior
that's what that was the change.
But Slim was he was a great football player, man. It's I can't really name top 5 that I played against, man. Like I said, I know the players I looked up to. Also like Drew Archer, he was one of them because I looked up to smaller guys. Right. Those are the guys I really D'Anthony Thomas, them type of guys. You know what I'm saying? That'll probably be, I guess, people that I could really think of. Other than the people that I looked up to, like family-wise, Kevin, Trev, Jasper, man.
So, you ever think about coaching again? Or you?
No, man. I ain't gonna lie, Chiz. I enjoy it because I know you young too. You bring that young spirit, that young energy to the team, so they feel like they could talk to you and have a relationship with you because you can relate to them, and also too, they know when you mean business, like, yeah, man, it's time to get it, let's go. But I just think that my purpose is in entrepreneurship right now. I think maybe further down the line, once I may be a little bit more established, I can go coach in my free time, and go and kind of give back that way. But as of now, no, man, I'm the same obsession I had with football, bro.
That's
your business right now. And future.
And you don't want to be halfway in something locked in. So
can't be, man. You play, and you're always looking to get better. We always talked about that, man. How can we get better? How can we learn from this? How can we get better at that? And that's how it is in the business. Like, how can this business, flourish and continue to grow? Forget the money. The money gonna come.
Right.
You gotta set yourself up to where you keep building. You keep building. Because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. You never stay the same. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it with when I was performing on the field and your performance as an entrepreneur. So, that's my mindset right now, and I'm all in business right now, man. I ain't lying.
I want to close it out like this, man. What's one advice? One thing you could tell somebody who's going through this transition right now, who feel like they can't do it, like they're just stuck in that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I see, for one, utilize your resources. You was once, even if you didn't make it to the elite or college, I'm sure you had aspirations on going to college. You created relationships. Use those relationships. Don't be too prideful to go ask somebody for, whether it's a job or whatever you want to do, an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you had boosters in college. You had people that wanted to talk to you because you was an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Right. That may be in position to help you out. You know what I'm saying? Reach out to those people because they can definitely benefit you. Also, use that same passion that you have for sports towards your future. Because just as an athlete alone, you know what I'm saying, we done went through things that, man, most people won't ever go through. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So staying confident, and believing in yourself, understanding that you're more than just an athlete. Like I said, whether it's a job or whether you do want to get into business, you know what I'm saying? Understand that life goes on after football, man. You know what I mean?
You got to end one day. All you
Gotta
got is
end.
remember it.
That's it. It gotta end one day, man. So, you know, and some people that may be in a position where they feel like, okay, man, it's coming to an end, it's not working out, man. Plan ahead. Always be ahead, you know. And most people, they're like, man, where do I start? How do I do this? How do I network? How do I go about reaching out to somebody I ain't spoke to in years, man? Like, I don't want to feel like I need nobody. Or I don't want to feel like I'm only calling them to do it. Nah, man, because if people know who you really are, then they know that you're calling them because you really need them, not because you want a handout. Like you need help on maybe getting a job, or man, look, I don't want no money, I don't want this and that. Can you connect me with somebody in this area that you may know that own this business that I can go work for, or I'm into real estate? Do you know any people that's into real estate that you could connect me with? You know, or even if you do know those people, reach out to them, man. Don't ever feel like you above somebody or they not gonna accept you. So I think, you know, putting that pride to the side, reaching out, and you're gonna see how much of a difference it is and how it can help you. You know, so.
Well, I appreciate it. Anything you want to ask me, bro? I mean, I asked you.
Yeah, nah, man. You know, I'm Buck Adams, so you know what I'm saying.
Why you stop?
Man, it was one of them transitions where, like, when you playing ball, you got a lot of time on your hands, so you could do stuff like that.
Right.
But once it's pedal to the metal, man, I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? So I actually supposed to do one with Blazer, you know, the one where they say he scam him out of all that money. I was supposed to do one with him because he wanted to, you know, set things straight. But I ended up not being able to get with him, man. I actually got another business adventure that I'm doing right now, so it should be taken off by January. So it's kind of something that I've been doing and focusing on. So, you know, y'all stay tuned for that. But nah, I mean, pretty much what I asked you, man. I mean, you have a beautiful home, man, a beautiful family. Like, how was your transition, bro? I mean, you know, obviously we was in the same boat, grinding and, you know, working. So
it was rough. I ain't gonna lie, it was rough for me because I didn't have no plan B. Like you say, be prepared. I didn't have it. Like I'm in my dorm with my roommate, me and Cal, and it's like, cause they used to call me Bo Channing. He's like, Bo Channing, what you gonna do with this? I said, Cal, I don't fucking know. Like this plan A for me. Even my cousin Travis, and I wasn't like that. I was just like, this gonna happen. So when shit start not happening, you know, start having kids and shit, you start realizing, shit, I got a little boy, I gotta take care of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that shit helped me, but I ain't gonna lie, it was rough. Fuck, like you say, everybody asking you why you not doing it. I'm still in the store till this day, bro. Where you at now? Woo-doo-woo. So bitch, you wasn't keeping up with me that much. You know what I'm saying? So that's just letting me know right there you really not locked in. But shit, I'm just a firm believer. Like shit, after I started making the transition, it was easier than I thought. I'm gonna say that. Once I started really like, alright, cool, like accepting it. Like, but I mean, I still have my days when, you know, like, I know I'm better than this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even gonna hate and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but shit is all good. I can't complain. Shit.
How did the On The Game thing come about? Man, I love this, bro. This one right here, I need. Man, you gotta make one like that for me, Chase, man. Hey, I ain't lying. I'm trying to get swag. I like all that, bro.
You really need one of these right here.
Let me see. What they say?
They'll pay you $20 an hour in order for you to forget your dreams just to continue theirs.
Oh, yeah, my brother.
You know what I'm saying? They don't give you that little 20 to keep theirs rocking, but shit.
I need
rock that luxury though, you heard me? But really, man, shit, I think maybe my last year in college, Bayou Classic was coming up just crazy. Cause I was like, man, shit, we all gonna get, you know, same shit. But my last year of college, so, you know, usually like the season over, you still gotta finish your semester. Most people leave, go train for the draft. I'm like, fuck that, I'm out of here. Leave. Fuck all that.
Nah, for sure.
I never forget. So Bayou Classic coming up, I'm like, man, we need to, you know, do that. So shit, we really, me and my brothers, we all tight, man. I guess really go back to like growing up, we called ourselves Only the Gang, but gang, you know what I'm saying, is you would see that as violence. So we have to. So I'm like, man, we gotta come up with a meaning. So God never aborts greatness. Like, everybody have a purpose of life, no matter the circumstances you're born into. So that's kind of what we went with it. But yeah, it started off like we wanted all to get some suits for the Bayou Classic, but we couldn't. We just ain't have it all the way figured out. Like, it was a vision, but we ain't put it together. So like, the shit ended up coming together a year later. But like, so I had to wear, like, I went to Marshalls and I went to get me a little Saints jacket to go to the Classic. My caption was like, dropped out of school, I'm a young boy, so dropped out of school. My dream had something to prove.
Yeah, cut up.
I wanted to wear the Classic, bought a car, like, bitch, my mom say you playing for the Saints right now. Like, to say,
Yeah.
So that's how it really came about. But man, we put the shit together, man. The shit really been growing, dog. We started off with 12 hoodies and shit. Like, damn near 6 of them went to us.
Yeah.
So it really damn near started off with 6, but man, it's growing, bro. We got a lot of work to do, though. You know, just like in football, you feel like shit. We got a lot more work to do with it. But it's growing, man. Only the game. Luxury level. We might need a collab.
Come on, man. Yeah. Come on the buzz. Hey.
Cut up.
Shit. Hey, not just women be on that buzz, man. You know what I'm saying? Bachelor parties, y'all let me know. We'll get y'all right. For sure that. Nah, for real. So, but yeah, man, that's cool, Chavis, man. And like I say, man, I respect that. I love that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing the transition, like I said, we talking about now of. It don't matter what you're doing, man. Like, just to say that, you know, you got to transition just shows you more than an athlete.
Right.
And that's kind of what you're doing. No, that's not kind of, that's exactly what you're doing. And, you know.
I feel it helps, too, like, being, like, people know who you are. Like, they really understand, like even with, like, getting a job, like, oh, you, like, they might, just off of a ball, like, they don't know what type of person you really are, but just because you once was this person, like, I'll shake that shot before I give. Because I know he done been through something. He know how to wake up on time. You know what I'm saying? He been through that. He disciplined. So it helping, like.
Facts. And like I said, bro, with you, I remember, I forget, when we was training, man, you was working in Baton Rouge, I think, or somewhere at a plant. So, like, you know, you always been a hustler too, bro. And like, if you always a hustler, if you always a grinder, bro, I feel like it's gonna all play itself out, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how much former players and stop playing and went do business and real estate or whatever the case is, or even went get a good job. You know what I'm saying? The grind don't stop. If you firmly believe that in sports, then you should firmly believe that in life.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, I love it, bro. And you know, you got a lot of my respect, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm extremely proud of you and happy to see, you know, where only the game, you know, takes you, man. So.
Yeah. I appreciate it, bro. One of the chosen ones. For sure.
Yes, sir, man. Definitely, man.
Man, people want to hear you loud, though.
No, man. No, Jesus.
They say make sure the shake do that little loud.
Yeah, that's what they. You know the lab that came by. I'm gonna do it. So the lab that came by a guy named Trevor Goody, and I played with him in college, bro. And every time he see me, he from Lafayette too. So every time he see me, he be like, "What up, Shake, baby?" So he laugh like that, bro. I be cutting up, bro. But like, he had a stuttering problem, and it's not talking bad about him or anybody to say, but I know how sensitive the internet is. So, but nah, we cool, and he know, you know, the situation. So we'd laugh about him. So he'd always, you know, just stutter, and he'd laugh like that. And he from Fightingville too. He like Fightingville, Louisiana, baby, let's get it, you heard me? And he just start laughing, bro. But he kind of stutter with it. So then I don't know. I kind of took that from him, and that's where it came from, bro. So yeah, but I appreciate you, Chavis, man. Again, man, like I said, man, you know, hopefully, you know, this conversation, you know, can help somebody in the similar situation that we was in, or eventually they have that situation to come, man. And you know, y'all know my Instagram, and get in touch with me any type of way. I'm always willing to help out anybody, man. You know what I'm saying? And shit, you know, just trying to always working on getting better, dog. That's it. So.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yes, indeed.